Alright guys, today we dig deeper in the underground. I want to shout out Pretty Fun, who I really like his stuff. And the engineer here is Shay, the mastering engineer is Nathaniel Campos, and the writer here is Chase. This song's called Miley Cyrus, and the first chords are A minor 7th. Then it goes to B flat, major 7. Let me show you guys the actual chords here. Alright, so here's the chords. A minor 7th, this is A, C, E, G. And then it goes up to B flat, major 7. And what they're doing in the bass is changing out the bass notes. So we're not going to copy everything about the song. I just want to extract some elements in the song. So it goes like that. And then we have like a tonal Z808. So I'll come back to the song. But first, let's get the chords down. Once you have the chords down, everything is pretty much easy. We're using Sakura here. We're using the preset called keyboard. You want to look for clavinet type sound. So this is called clavicura. I guess Sakura's version of a clavinet, which is like the early version of a piano. And it has a very bright tone. You guys can adjust the harmonics here. I'm not going to really tweak it that much. We're just going to give you guys the project files for free. So let's tap out the tempo. Dun, 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 dun. Somewhere around 150, if I had to guess. And let's just record A minor 7. Now the thing is too, we're giving it a rhythm, so it's more than just harmony, it's also rhythm. So let's record this in the song mode. All right, now the cool part is with the bass, here's, one thing I learned from jazz harmony is you can play the same chords up top, but when you change the bottom note, it changes the chord type. So let's hit Control Q and let's, reference this. Again, we're not trying to trace. To get the same vibe, you have to kind of start with the same harmony. Okay, so now we have, let's run this back. Now notice when we quantize, we lost some of that length on the notes. So what I'm going to do, instead of hit Control Q, let's hit Shift Q. That just quantizes the starting point. Speed up the BPM a little bit. Now again, we could try to sit here and craft a brighter tone. Let's just mess with the harmonics here. I don't even know if this is on by default. Yeah, I don't know how to shape the harmonics on this one, to be honest with you guys. I don't use this very much. See, I already messed it up. Doing too much. All right, let's just go back. Sounds like a brighter tone, a little more hunky in the bottom end. Wonky, whatever the word is. Sorry if I just slurred somebody, whatever. I meant to say wonky. All right, let's go to keyboard. This one, I feel like it's a good start. Let's just add an EQ. Brighten up the top end, even though we need to actually deal with the harmonics. Something like that. Very simple. Now let's go in and let's start messing with the bass. Now I'm going to start on their bass note, but create my own bass. So I just want to hear the note they started on. So it goes dun, like that. So we're starting at the actual root note. And let me just get the time division as to how many notes. So it goes 1, 2. So it sounds like they're doing syncopated notes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's syncopated. Okay, so we just got to use our ear here. But the main thing is we're starting on the root note. So it goes 1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, dun. So again, shout out to Pretty Fun. I really liked his album with the pink on it. I forget exactly what it's called, but that was a dope album. Then I found out he apparently is signed to or studied from Pierre Bourne. So it all goes back. It's almost like when you find out that the Neptunes were mentored by Teddy Riley. It's like, oh, no wonder I love the Neptunes. It's because they came from Teddy Riley. Shout out to everybody involved in this style. Boom. So we're going from D to the perfect fit down, which is G. Now here I'm going to switch it up. Dun, dun. Just to create a switch up. You guys don't have to be that musical with it. If I knew how to use this resonator, I definitely want to use it. figure out how this thing works. I feel like I'm gonna blow a speaker. Ooh. It's a nice little delay. I think this is just a delay. It's not what I think it is. I need like a harmonically. Where's the harmonics on this thing? Look at me messing up stuff. Oh, I'm gonna mess up stuff. Let me click around until maybe I'll find it. As soon as I hit. Okay, so it's called the comb filter feedback. Here it is. Alright, so this is a very complex plugin, but it's using what's called wave interference. Okay, so now that we have the chords, let's see what other sounds are in here. Now this almost sounds like a saw wave, so we might even sound design this in Poison. Now there's also like ding 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 top line going down. So it's like so it's pretty straightforward in terms of drums. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna sound design another type of sound here. Let's use Poison this time because it gives me a little more control. Forgive the fire alarm, y'all. My thing is like 20 feet in the air. We have to get batteries for it, so forgive me, y'all. All right, so let's paste that in here. Let's see if we can sound design something similar to a harpsichord, but not the same exact thing. I'm gonna move a little bit quicker here because sound design takes a while to explain, but basically we're just gonna give this a filter cutoff. Let's see if we can get that bright tone. Now the key is to have overlap between oscillator A and oscillator B, so let's mess with the balance. And that creates that metallic tone. We could detune these a little bit. So now we have a little more control over the tone. Let's give the amp envelope a decay curvature so it follows that same jumpiness. Now the thing I remember from their sound was that it didn't just fully decay. So maybe we could blend this in with the first tone. Let's see, it may or may not work. Now we have our own kind of custom tone. Let's try a little unison. Unison duplicates the sounds basically. Let's widen this out a little bit. It needs a little more decay curvature. Let's pull up the release and the decay. Let's add a little resonance so our ear can grip onto it. Get that lasery tone. So now we're creating our own vibe. We could also switch this to pulse waves, but it's just a little more hollow sounding. So I think we have a pretty unique sound here. Let's see what happens if we get rid of the top line chords. Yeah, we lose that identity. So, you know, pretty cool combination. We can sound design deeper, but let's just call this chords. Group this together. Again, you guys will get the project file, so don't try to memorize everything. Let's just compress this through the Fruity compressor, just something basic to grab onto it. I might pull off the compressor, just depends. All right, so let's see if there's anything else outside the vocal and the drums. Like a filter area. So it sounds pretty repetitive in terms of like technical music theory, but that's why the vocals are so important, is because they are the thing that change. So now let's add the little top line stuff like ding, 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 ding. So now I'm gonna add it only on the one instrument, not the second one. So 1, 2, da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna draw it in. Dun. Gotta get the timing right here. I want to go dun, dun, dun. I just want to switch it up here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so again, we can make it our own instead of tracing everything that they did. Let's combine this. All right, so now we gotta add in our drums. I'm just gonna use my go-to drums. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's right click, cut itself, turn that off. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're just gonna repeat the hi-hats. Remember, Pierre Bourne's style was like very looped. It was like a loop-based production using pads. So again, because the progenitor of all this is Pierre Bourne, the same elements and the same approach are probably going to be used in this because of Pretty Fun being the producer. Shout out to Pretty Fun. Not saying he doesn't have his own sound. I'm saying that there's certain ways to go about the process. EQ some of the second tone. All right, let's get this 808. So I'm going to use my ear, and we're going to switch up the notes of the 808. So we're starting at A, and then we're going down to D, which is, if we were to drop down 7 notes, that would be the note. And then we're going to that B flat. And again, it's just repetitive, almost like Millie Rock in a way. Let's hit Shift Q. Now we just gotta turn down these chords that are a little loud. And just gotta figure out, I think he used a rolling clap. This one. So now he's got a level and determine how much distortion we want on this track. So I think their 808 was distorted, right? If I remember right. Theirs was that like that. That's a compressor. So let's add a compressor in here. And my 808 doesn't last as long, but it has a nice rumble to it. I like it. So let's compress this. Let's use our new smart compressor at busyworksbeats.com. Actually, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let's use the mastering compressor. I need something that can grip on this sound and release it very quickly. So we're adding a very small amount of compression, and let's run it through the harmonic structure so it has more body to it. Now he's got to catch the peak of the sound here. Now we're driving into the compressor. I just want to hear the tone. So the tricky part is like, how hard do you push the compressor by itself. So I'm gonna relax on the British mode, the British console mode, because I'm gonna apply this to the entire track. That way we're not overcooking it. So now it's just getting the harmonics right on the sound itself, that chord sound. So now I'm just gonna go back to sound designing. So notice we formatted the beat, and now we're going back to the source sound itself to shape it. Okay, so I'm gonna move a little bit quicker with the sound design, but I wanna show you guys the mastering compressor. It's at that British mode. I'm gonna take off the fruity compressor. Notice we could drive the signal pretty heavily. Let's try different modes like half tape. So it depends on what you guys are going for. Now we get kind of that accordion type sound that you guys heard in Playboi Carti stuff. So just from here, really, it's just like, what tone do you like in your own sound design? So I turned off the compressor on the 808 directly. This way we have more control. Now we're getting that triode. So mixing is part of the sound design. So that's why I said some layers you want to add like by themselves. Like some sounds I meant to say you want to address by themselves, but sometimes you want to address a sound as a group because that has to apply to everything in that group. So I think this is the tone we want. Let's widen out this side a little bit. Now, because we produced in FL Studio, we can use the master pitch. Now this, from last time I remember, this also pitches down your drums. So this only tends to work on FL Studio built plugins because the way it handles third-party plugins is very different. So if you have third-party plugins, I can't guarantee this technique will work for you. In the beginning, let's just remove the bass, the 808. And let's try different keys just with the master tuning. So now we're in a different key, but it still has the same vibe. I've noticed for happier music, pitching it up sounds more happy. For darker music, pitching it down sounds more dark.
Let's switch it up on the second half. Let's give that an arpeggio. Just to switch it up. I like this tone. So on pattern 3, we're going to take it back to where we were without the transcade on it and arpeggio off. That's what I mean by sound design can make or break. I like this key, but let's try different keys.
So man, it sounds good in a lot of different keys. I think the best key though is plus 100 cents from where we started. Again, you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. So the initial key was F, was it A major, A minor 7th. So now we're up a half step.
One thing I forgot to do is add a filter.
All right, so we heard it in so many tunes. Let's play it one more time with the original tune. So let me show you guys a little technique. We're going to add the AI Mastering 3 at busyworksbeats.com/AI Mastering. We're not going to master this. We're going to add a little thing that just makes it feel more real and jump out the speakers. Just press this analog button and we're going to mess with this British console down here. There's also a vintage drum sampler to add that extra like realism here. So this is on the chords. It's going to be very subtle because the chords are already having collisions, but it's going to help the chords resonate a little bit better. So I'll play it before and after just so you could just feel the difference. Here's before. Here's after. It's like now you can feel it. right, guys, that's how you get the texture. That's how you do the music. You guys will get the project files for free. Go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. Thank you guys for watching. It's Game from busyworksbeats.com. I want to shout out Pretty Fun, who produced this record, Shay the artist, Nathaniel Campos, and Chase Mitchell. All right, y'all. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.